What's going on, YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. As you may be able to tell, I did a complete overhaul on the farming side. Made it look a little bit nicer. Believe it or not, this was a whole episode, but it was just a whole lot of demolishing, redoing, rebuilding, and whatnot, and it wasn't very enjoyable in a sense, right? If it's boring to me, I'm not gonna put it up for you guys to watch. So I'll just tell you what I did. So if you guys recall, we had the farm main building placed over here before. I actually forgot to get rid of that. We don't need that. We had that building placed over there, so I went ahead and I moved it all the way over here. I also put in 12 workers barracks right over here. And then we have some large storage barns there, and a whole bunch of extractor buildings. So starting off over here, we have crops. Here we have animal products. We have more animal products over here. We have more crops here. And then over here we have the apple, pear, and the fruit fields and whatnot. So all in all of the extractor buildings are located right over here. Then as far as the core goes, I googled real life farms, and I came up with these trees that serve kind of like gates or fences or whatever you want to call it. So that really makes the area pop, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. It looks really cool. Aside from that, I put in some windmills over here, or wind turbines, whatever you want to call them. I gated the area a little bit, as you can tell there. I also provided an additional exit through the farming area here with a cool little wooden bridge, which may or may not stay. Not 100% decided. That was simply due to the traffic being built up pretty bad over here, as we do have a lot of farming. So you can only exit the farming area from here. You cannot enter. So these guys are exiting out this way, and then these guys are exiting out this way. To get into the farming area, you're still using the wind turbine, or no, the trumpet interchange here. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. Aside from that, I provided a couple of pathways for folks to use to get to work from this area. I know when you guys recommended that we do a bus route from up here into the farming area. I'm not gonna do that simply because I don't want buses coming in through the Saddle Rock Ranch. I did provide an additional pathway over here for folks to cross through a little bit of trees and whatnot. I added a fire station here as well, and yeah, it's taken a really cool looking shape. As far as the processing buildings, I do have all of those placed over here, alongside with a unique building, which is the bakery. So let's go over those. We have a flour mill that takes crops and turns them into flour. Obviously, we have a couple of large grain silos there. We have a milking parlor, which is another building that takes crops, and this one produces them into animal products. We have a slaughterhouse that also takes crops and produces them into animal products. And we have here the cattle shed that too makes or takes crops and produces animal products, which is currently full. I did put a couple of recycling centers over here simply to help with trash collection in this area. And I figured since this area pollutes and they pollute a little bit, why not? And lastly, we have our bakery. Bakery takes animal products, crops, and flour, so everything that we're producing here, and turns them into pastries. Currently, production value is 5,700. We have the material cost of 1,900, so we're making a little bit over 3,000 profit on just that. As you can see, we do have 585,000 in the bank, 29 coming in per week, and 9,200 in population. So that's kind of everything that that I've done. Again, apologies for scrapping that previous episode. Again, it was not something you wanted to see anyway. So I thought I would just share with you what I did do. Oh yeah, police station. I added one of those simply because I guess crooks like to break into our farm main building there. And yeah. So like I said, I'm really digging the design. I'm so far loving the Industries DLC simply because of what you can do in these large buildings. I haven't gotten into warehousing just yet. We do have 4 different warehouses, and this one is huge. Next order of business for this farming area is going to be to kind of relieve some of this traffic that's coming on the highway. We're gonna build a train station, cargo train station, that's gonna export all of these goods out into all of your guys' cities. In order to do that, though, we are gonna have to unlock this tile up here, and then this one right here, and then the one right next to it as well. And then what I'm planning on doing is somewhere over here we're gonna put the cargo train station, but then I want to run the tracks kind of through here, maybe tunnel through the mountain, have it come out on the other end where you can see the farming green fields up there, and hook up to the train tracks there to take it out of the city. But that is something for a later episode that we'll take a look at. And Saddle Rock Ranch is fully populated now. I don't think we have any. Yeah, all of the homes are populated. We can add a couple in between maybe, simply because we have that huge demand for residential. Do that one there. Yeah, we're not gonna overpopulate the area, so we're just gonna kind of leave it there. Again, later on we'll put some trees and whatnot through. We do have to add a park, by the way. Hey, we can do that right now, because we don't have a park in this area yet, and I'm thinking these little ones are gonna suit pretty well. So we can put one there. Can put one there. Can we fit one there? We cannot. How about there? Perfect. And then maybe one there. Set the game on 3 speed and see. Okay. So we could use one more. That one can sit right there, and I think we should be good as far as the parks go. There. Over here I am gonna put a plaza. And there we go. I think that's gonna look kind of nice there. And then as far as the bus route goes, to bring all the workers from this populated area here, I haven't decided yet on exactly how I want to do it. I do know that I want to get rid of that, and now that I did it, I'm regretting it. Let's see, this one we're gonna delete this line, and we'll make it come out to here. Here, what I did is I kind of put in some industry road alongside with a regular two-way street, just so people from here that live here can walk and cross the road and get to work. As you can see, these folks here are doing, and this guy's got his dog with him. Let's see which way he goes. Oh, he had a car spawn. Okay, I didn't think that he would do that. But it looks like a lot of people are taking their dogs through the farming area. I don't know if they're out chasing chickens or what, but hey, you do you. So yeah, let's get this bus route back into place. I'm thinking that we make it come to the school area over here. It's a perfect turnaround for the bus. So we make it come over here, turn around and go back, and then we'll provide an additional pathway that goes through there and maybe kind of hooks into here. So let's make the bus route first. So we're going to be starting there. Let's see, everything is white now. Yeah, we can do that. We can stop there at the park. Actually, no. We're gonna want to come through. Through there. We'll add a stop there, just because we can, and we'll provide a pathway for the folks to get there. By the way, let me see here. Where's that industry road? That was the highway. No wonder you can't put a stop on the highway. So let's see. We'll come through there. We'll make a stop here. We'll make a stop there. We'll come around. We'll stop at the park. I don't want another stop there. And then we're just gonna complete it out. Now we're gonna build that pathway that I was talking about. Let's go into freeform. We're gonna come from here. And voila. All right, so what I want to do is I want to check out Amity Grove Farms here, and just kind of check the status and see what's going on with it. We have capacity to employ 2,100 workers here. We are at level 5. Currently, let's see. So looking down at the worker-wise, looks like we have way too many uneducated workers. Or no, it requires 1,016 uneducated workers, and we only have 15 of them working there. We're producing 383,000. I think, is that tons? And resources? I'm not sure. But we're making a total profit of 14,000. That's half our income right there. And I haven't had a whole lot of time to look into this, but the good news is we're not importing anything. We're simply producing everything locally. So that's good. Since we can employ so many people here, I'm thinking that it's about time that we move out all of the industry and create an additional residential area over here. We're gonna do that via the freeform tool. What we do have to figure out is where we're gonna move the landfills and the biofuel bus depot. And I'm thinking, I almost want to say we move some of that stuff over here next to the highway, but that's going to pollute, and it's going to pollute our water. We could move some things over here. And why are we having power issues? What's going on with power? Oh, I see. Okay. Let's connect this. How about now? Is that better now? Maybe. So I guess we're low on power as well. So did one of these catch on fire or what? That was kind of weird. That certainly was a little bit weird. See, now we're in the green. We're way in the green now. Okay, maybe there wasn't a whole lot of wind to power the wind turbines over here, and now they've kicked back up. So in any case, we're good on power now. We'll keep an eye on it. If we need to add more power, we certainly can. Yeah, we do have to relocate the garbage and then the power facilities as well. So let me take a quick look, see where we want to go with power and garbage, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so here's kind of what we're doing. I've moved everybody out of here. I do have the game on pause because we took out all the power. The landfills, I went ahead and I used the collapse tool just to get rid of them quickly, so we're not waiting for them to get emptied. It's a little trick that you can do. Just simply hover over anything, kind of like right here, and you can make the building collapse and then just get rid of it. So simple little trick if you don't feel like waiting for the landfills to empty. Even cemeteries, if you want to move them, you can collapse them and move on. I did unlock this area over here. This is kind of where we're going to move all of our garbage services and power and everything. We're sitting at 732,000 in the bank, so we have plenty of money to play with. For power, instead of using these polluting ones over here, we're going to use the solar updraft towers. We're going to place a couple of those around the area here. And we're going to run the power lines, and we'll just make sure that everything is nice and connected. I'm going to do power and garbage first, and I'm going to let the game run because I want this polluted area to clean itself up. That way we can move in some folks to live in here. So let's break out our terraforming tool here. I do want to flatten out the area, and this seems like a good height right here to kind of make everything look nice. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna end up costing a little bit of money, but again, like I said, we have 732,000 in the bank. I think we should be just a-okay. change the direction. There we go. And here I'm going to leave it as the 2-lane road, so you can go left or straight. And I think that's all that we're gonna need. So we have a way to get into here. We have a way to get out to here. And I think we should be good. There's no need to have a ramp getting into the area here, simply because trash trucks aren't going to be going out that way, or they shouldn't be at the very least. So let's break out our, where are they? Industry roads again. And we're going to finish this up. I think I'm going to have, oops. There we go. Now let's see. I think we're going to need 2 of these, and then the rest we're going to make the recycle plants. Actually, oh, come on. So that should be just fine for the time being. Let's make sure that they have water. All right, I'll put the game on 3 speed. Make sure all of this powers up nicely. There we go. All the trash trucks are heading out. Let's take a look at our garbage and make sure that we have enough. And I think we do for the time being. So this included with this. Why do we not have sewage? What's going on with the sewage? I guess nothing. So this should work for the time being, right? We'll expand on this area down the road. If we do have that higher demand for industry, we can even put in some regular industry over here. I do plan on having some forestry as well, and then oil. If you guys recall, when we first started the episode, we had some oil up at the top, so we'll use oil as well. But for now, what we can do is we can come over here and kind of mess around with this area. Pollution-wise, these ones we're gonna have to move naturally down the river, but we unlock this when we get to 30,000 population, which is still a ways away. All right, we're gonna run a straight road from there to about there. Again, this isn't gonna be a grid. We are gonna make the area look nice to start out with. We're gonna clear out all of the trees. And there we go. Okay, so let's give these guys a way to get in. I'm thinking over here is going to be a good area, and we'll freeform from here. Start around here. If you guys recall, I do have this pathway right here that we're gonna connect to this area so that people can travel. From the residential area into the shopping area. We might even do a little shopping center here or over here on this side, since we do have that demand. Let's run a road through there. We can splice off from there to there. And there we go. I think for the time being that should be okay. I feel like we're gonna use more of this area here. Let's redo the power lines. We'll go from there to there. That way we can get rid of those. Right? Yeah? Cool. Look at all that electricity production we have now. Okay. All right, so something like that should be just a-okay. Do have to make sure that we provide water. And feel free to fast forward through this because I know it's boring. I didn't feel like hitting the stop record button. But what do you guys think about the farming area? I think I personally think it turned out to be really nice. Let me know if I missed something. I know we do still have a lot of unique buildings to place down, and those will come in the future. But I feel like for the most part we have everything placed down. Everything that needs to be there is there. If anything, we can increase more of the production buildings because we have a ton of extractor buildings. There we go. I think that kind of covers the whole area. Let's run this pathway here. We're gonna put it right there in the center. Over here we can start out with a park to incentivize people to move in here, and we don't have a basketball court in the city yet, nor a tennis court, so let's put both of those in there, and I'm really hoping that power transfers. It did not. No problem. There we go. We're gonna do that for the time being. And it's not completely cleared out just yet, but I think we can start moving some folks in here. Before we do that, we're gonna make it a district. And one of you guys recommended that we use the self-sufficient buildings here. That's exactly what we're gonna do. This is gonna be a self-sufficient neighborhood on the river. We're gonna expand it out into this area as well. And let's give it a shot. By the way, this one is gonna be dense. We're not gonna skip actually not there or there. We're not gonna skip squares like we did over here in Saddle Rock Ranch. We're gonna make sure that we squeeze in as many people in here as we can. We are gonna need schools, so we'll put a elementary school there. How are we doing on high school? High school, we're doing great. Looks like near everybody has graduated from high school. Oh, by the way, even though we have schools in here, we're gonna make this a district with a schools out policy. There we go. That way, these guys are working over here, as opposed to looking for office jobs and whatnot. Office jobs we're gonna save for office people. So for the high density residential that we start in possibly the next episode. But we have a school here. We have a couple of parks. People should appreciate our generosity. I don't know why we went down to 8,600. I think when we started the episode, we had like 9,100. I don't know if there's a death wave going on or what it might be, but we'll see. By the way, I have no idea how long this episode is going to be. So if it's over 30 minutes and you guys are getting bored, take a break, come back and watch it later. But I did have a lot to cover, especially from what we did here and everything, and then moving all of this out and putting it all over here. And so next episode, hopefully we'll get into the high density. Let's go ahead and start working on that little commercial pocket that I wanted to have, and we're gonna have the there we go. So instead of making a thing here, let's just use the main road here. We're gonna put in a little bit of it right there, and we're gonna try to move power to it as well by zoning through there. So hopefully that this zones up pretty quickly and comes out this way. I'm gonna expand that out all the way to here. This way we can use the commercial zone over here as well. And I highly doubt that we're gonna get those folks to move in quick enough, so we'll just run a temporary power line alongside it there. That should give these folks some power. Yep, and it does look like we're having our very first pretty large death wave. It's even reached Saddle Rock Ranch. But that's no problem. They come and go. Nothing we can do about them. We're gonna expand our commercial area to there. Let's make sure that we restore power back, and can even cut through there now and get rid of those. And I'm thinking that we do something like that. So then this road will also connect to the high density area that we're gonna have. Excuse me, all the way up there. All right, and then over here we're gonna end up zoning just a little bit more. And then we'll leave the room here to put in some trees and whatnot. And we're gonna go as far as one more block. just like so, and then we'll hook up to that road there. Now, I do like to turn off traffic lights, simply because I don't think they're necessary. It's a low density area in a sense. There we go. So that should satisfy our commercial demand. Over here, we do need to put the game on 3-speed so we can get more residential in here and get rid of that demand. And take a look at our farming area over here. Yeah, that wave has struck everyone. And for the most part, we're doing good traffic-wise. We're at 93% with some trouble areas here and here. Little, not really. There, I thought that would be a lot worse. But overall, I mean, we're doing just a-okay. This area is going to develop really nicely, especially once we put in some trees and maybe a couple of parks, maybe even a leisure district down here or something like that. And I can't wait to transition into the higher density up top. I think it's going to be really cool. But alright guys, I think I'm going to leave you with that in this episode. I think we did a lot. New farming area here that could use a little bit more decor, especially in between there and there. We moved out all of our industry, and it doesn't even look like it hurt anyone because the industry demand is super low. We created a new power area and garbage with some wonky on and off ramps. And yeah, so as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Be the best that you can be in everything that you do. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think about the farming area there, and if this is a good way to do it. I think it is, but if it could be improved, certainly do let me know. And I will see you guys on the next episode.